folks, welcome back to the channel. This is John with Get PC Security, and in this video we'll be reviewing Norton Security Premium from Symantec. Now before we get started, I want to mention all the fantastic information below in the description. Don't forget to scroll down and look below the video on the left hand side and click on that Show More text. You'll find links to download and save on the Norton Security products and also additional links to other security product reviews in our channel. Please take a second and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as well so you can get notified when we publish new videos. Also, click that like button if you enjoyed our video. We love seeing your comments and questions, so please keep those coming and let us know what other security products you want us to review, or if you have any other PC security related questions that you're trying to get answered. Alright, let's jump into the product review. Okay, let's do a quick comparison here before we jump into the portal and do the review of what else is out there from some of the competitors to Norton in this space. And so if you're looking to compare from a McAfee perspective, their Live Safe product or even their Total Protection product from McAfee are very comparable to Security Premium from Norton. And on the other side, from Trend Micro, it's the Maximum Security product that is the top of the line product in that space. So these three products that you're looking at right here are the top three products in the consumer space for both McAfee, Norton, and Trend Micro. But for this video, all that we're really interested in is Security Premium from Norton. So let's take a look at some of the other products in the consumer space from Norton just real quickly before we get into the portal, just so you can see where the Security Premium product sits, and then we'll go into the portal here. Okay, so here you can see the four different offerings in the Norton consumer space. And here you have on the far right the premium one. So let me just review these just real quickly. We're not going to spend a lot of time in this section here. So Norton has four products: Basic, Standard, Deluxe, and Premium. And I'll scroll down here, you can see exactly how Premium differs from Deluxe and Standard and even Basic. But from a coverage standpoint, just real quickly, the very basic one, which only includes defense against, ransomware, viruses, spyware, some advanced security from private and financial institutions to protect yourself from that. That is what comes in Basic, and it just covers one PC, and it's just a PC, not a Mac even, it's just a PC. One step up is Standard. It covers a little bit more than just one PC. It's one Mac or one mobile device, but still it's just one device. If you jump up to Deluxe and Premium, that's where you'll have multiple coverage of devices across platforms, smartphones and tablets as well. So with Deluxe you get up to 5, Premium you get up to 10. There are some offerings out there in the space that have unlimited coverage, but unfortunately right now in the Norton space here, you have up to 10 is your greatest coverage in the consumer space. So if I scroll down here a little bit, I want to show you the difference between Deluxe and Premium. And so down here in the bottom, you have 3 additional check marks or dots here. So Premium over Deluxe will include Norton Family, includes the Premium Family solutions and features, so we'll cover that. That's parental controls and things like that. We're going to review that in the portal here. Automatically backs up your photos and files and financial things, important documents, and it also comes with 25 gigs of cloud storage. So from a Premium perspective over Deluxe, that's what you're going to get. So again, the two big differences here are these 3 things over Deluxe, and then also at the top you're going to see that it's up to 10 PCs, devices, smartphones, tablets versus 5. So it is considerable there. So that's the difference between the lineup in the Norton security space. Let's dive into the portal. Okay, so here we are in the portal for Norton Security Premium. And it's a very clean portal, laid out very well. There's a lot to go over here, lots of sections, lots of settings, and so we're just going to dive right in and start covering it. So as soon as you open it up, if you were or weren't protected, it would certainly tell you right now. So we are protected. My protection updates are current. It tells you when the last scan was 25 minutes ago. You can do a quick scan. I'm going to run the quick scan and then just kind of put it in the background. We'll come back to it in a minute. You could also install on another device, and it says I've used one of 10 licenses. And as we covered earlier, with this product, Security Premium, you get up to 10 devices. And so you can click right here and it'll open a window in a second here, and it'll show you how you go about installing this version of Norton on another PC. And so right now it's just communicating, and then it should pop up a window here and tell you, and here's the window, and it'll tell you how you want to protect another device. And there's a couple of options here. You can put in an email, you could send a text, or you could copy a link and send the link right to somebody and protect another device. So that's how you would add another device. So that's what's here in the middle part. Up at the top, There's report card settings and help, and there's also a search. So if you clicked on search, you could add in a feature or a question. It would pop up and search the database here and give you a results back. So let's just click on report, and then we'll get down to the bottom here. Let's click on report card. The report card is going to give you kind of a general overall summary of how many files it's been scanning and secured, how many downloads it's analyzed, how many quick scans it's performed, and on the right hand side here, how much space it's optimized and cleaned up, and also here how many files it's cleaned up. And so that's the report card was pretty cool. Anywhere you see a question mark here, you can see a question mark right here. I'm going to click on it. It'll bring you to the Norton site, and it'll tell you more about that feature. And so this, I clicked on the report card question mark, and it tells you a little bit more about the report card and what it displays, etc. So anytime you see a question mark on any feature or benefit, you can always hit that question mark and get more information. So let's close the report card. And so here are the results of the quick scan we did. And so it scanned 11,905 files, no risks detected, no resolved, and nothing requiring my attention. And so that was the quick scan that we did right here in the middle. So let's go back up to the top here. We did the report card. The settings is an area we're going to come back to, and so we're going to look at each one of these areas in depth, so you could see all the features and things that you can click on and to optimize the settings here for this. But it's got, the settings are antivirus settings, firewall, your anti-spam settings, your task scheduling, when you want it to run, how often you want it to run. You've got administrative settings, backup settings, and settings around exploit prevention, and some quick controls here. So we're going to come back to this, but I just want to give you a quick tour here first. Up in the help section, they've got some great help for you, some tutorials, some other support, how to check if you've got the latest version, some additional rescue tools here, power eraser, bootable recovery tools, and just some general information on, as we covered before in the first section there of the video here, installing on another device. They've got a great community if you want to give them feedback. So great help center, and of course, information on your subscription status. So good help section here from Norton. So that covers the top, and we covered the middle. Now here at the bottom here, there's a navigational tool here. So if you click on this kind of symbol here, actually if you click anywhere in the white space, it's going to bring up this or put it down at the bottom. So I'm clicking on it, and you can see it kind of come up and go down. I've always kept it up because when you click on these things, let me click on the background. When you click on these categories, security, online safety, backup, the different features come up here that you can click through. So if you have it, so you can see, I'm on online safety, you can see all these come up. But if I've got it clicked up here and I'm clicking on these, I can't see those tools behind it. And so I've always thought that this was a little odd here, and so I've always kept it down at the bottom, so when you're clicking around you can see exactly what's going on here. So let's go into each one of these. And so the first one is security, and it starts with scans, live update, history, and advanced. So let's click on scans, and here is where you can kind of schedule your tasks and tell it what type of scan you want to do, whether it's a quick scan, which takes a minute or two, a full scan, which usually takes, depending on how many files you have on your system and applications, it could take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes up to half an hour. Custom scans, here's the Norton Power Eraser, Norton Insight, and a diagnostic reporting tool down here. So based upon what kind of scan you want to do, you would pick the scan you want. And again, there's this question mark up here. So if you want to find out more about the scans, you click up here and you can find out from Norton here some of the scanning options, etc. So let's go back to the main portal. So we did scans. Live update is exactly that. It's going to go off and check if there's any updating for me. This usually doesn't take very long at all. Let's see how long it takes. It's usually just a minute or two. Yep, it's doing it pretty quickly because I did it earlier. Looks like there was a small update, so installing update 2 of 2. And so I'll minimize that, but you can see the live update is pretty quick, and so it's completed. And then a history, this was pretty good, and so there's obviously a lot of features in here. This is going to give you all the history of what the product's been doing, and you can kind of drill down. If you want to see a full history of everything, you can scroll on and see, how we ran some disk optimization activities and it was successful. But if you really want to just look at certain things like, hey, what kind of quarantine files do I have? And there's none here. Or let's see, another one, your firewall activities. You can see exactly, what is detected, if it cleaned anything or prevented something. And so this is pretty cool. We like the history. It's very kind of well laid out. You can clear all your entries. You can export your entries and your history here. So we thought this was pretty cool and comprehensive. Let me close this out. All right, we did history, live update. Let's go to advanced. And this is just going to give you the main sections of your computer protection, network protection, and web protection. And again, all the settings that we're looking at, these are all the default settings out of the box. I haven't changed any of these. And so we have obviously everything on, and there's no reason why I would turn any of this off, really. Again, here's that question mark over here, I'll click on it, and it's going to tell me under the advanced section that these are the advanced options that let you manage computer network and web security settings, etc. And there's some more information down below here that you can read on. Close that, go back. All right, and so that was the first tab of security. You've got your scans, your live update, your history, what all the features are doing and what they've detected, and your advanced settings as well. So let's go to the next section. Now some of these we haven't set up, but we'll go through and tell you what they are. And so we've got a password manager. So the password manager is going to be essentially a vault for, let's say you have 15 or 20 passwords or more passwords you want to just keep in one safe place. And then register here, so when you go off to those sites, it automatically logs you in here. So this is a password manager. I started using one about a year ago and absolutely love password managers, and so it's great to see this feature here in the Security Premium product. Password generator is kind of cool. A lot of people think they have set good passwords and whatnot, but in reality, a lot of people don't set really secure and safe passwords. And so this is a password generator. I've never used a password generator before, but it's kind of cool to see that you have this in here, and it's part of the software package. So depending upon how long you need the software to be, 10 digits or 15 characters, you could choose these, include letters, mixed cases, etc., and it'll generate passwords. So this is pretty cool. And then browser extensions. So that browser extensions is the third thing, and this is browser protection that helps protect from phishing and other risky websites when you're out browsing. And so we didn't install this, but this is here, and it also protects you when you're on risky sites or looking at downloads you're not too sure about, and it protects you as well from keeps you lower your risk from online banking and websites like that. It keeps you more secure. So browser extensions is the third part of the online safety section here. Let's click over and do backup. Now we did run a backup. You can run a backup, you can restore files. Let's take a look at or even get more storage. Let's take a look at backup sets. So I'll bring up backup sets. This is pretty cool and easy to navigate and understand. Right, you want a portal that is easy to understand, navigate, and is clear in terms of when you're going through and setting it up, the directions that they give you. And so this is pretty clear. And so this is a summary of what I'm backing up. And, the last time I've run the backup, click over here to what. I've selected all these off. I just ran a test here. I just tested my and backed up my internet favorites, but you can clearly see that you can back up a lot more here. This tab tells me where I backed it up, so I backed it up to the cloud and when. So you could tell it if you want to do weekly, monthly, or even a manual schedule. So the backup section of this software we thought was pretty cool and easy to understand. So we like that. And so you could do another backup, you could restore files, and then if you want more storage, you can certainly go off to Norton and increase your cloud storage space. From a performance standpoint, we'll click on a couple of these. So as soon as you click on performance, it kind of gives you some diagnostics up here. It tells you your CPU usage and your system usage here. If I wanted to run and optimize my disk, I think this might take just a second here. Yeah, it doesn't. This is a new PC I'm running on, so optimization here is not required. It's telling me, and so this is a quick scan here from a optimization standpoint on the new PC. I can do a file cleanup. I'll start it just so you can see it, and it's just cleaning up my temporary files and the Internet Explorer temporary files, and that was quick. This is pretty cool. So the startup manager, sometimes if you've got a lot of applications or applications that seem to be slowing the startup of your PC, you can come in here, and I thought this was pretty cool. It tells you the resource usage of some of the applications here over on the left, and then whether or not you want to either turn them off at startup and then delay them, or once your system's booted up, You can delay the start of the applications to, after the system has come online and up and running. And so what I would typically do sometimes is maybe those things that I think might take up a lot of time during the boot up, like I'm going to check off Discord here and maybe some games I had on here, Epic Game Launcher, etc. I may apply those and have those started up, have them be potentially delayed. So we thought this was pretty cool. And then at the end here, file cleanup, startup manager, and then a graph. So this was really cool. This, when you click on graphs there, again, it's going to talk about the performance of the PC and the software and what's happening. And so and there's kind of a legend on here. So this is installs, downloads, optimized detections, quick scans, and alerts. And so you can kind of see where they sit up on the chart here and what has happened from a kind of graphical standpoint. So this is pretty cool. If you want to click on it, you can click on the details and it'll tell you what happened during the time on the graphical chart here. So this is pretty cool. And so that is performance. You've got, again, optimized disk, file cleanup, startup, which was awesome, and then the graphical chart here, which was pretty helpful to see what's going on from a visual standpoint. All right, and the last chart here is more Norton, and so it kind of references some things we've already talked about. We did talk about the password manager. We talked about adding devices. There are a couple ways in the portal there to add it, install the software on a new device. This is one I want to talk about right here. Let me just finish this off. So manage is simply logging into your Norton account and managing your subscription. And then there's Norton Studio is included as well. But let's go back to Family real quick. So I'm going to log into, so Family is all about, Family includes parental controls, etc. And this was different from other pieces of software. So for instance, on the McAfee and Trend consumer products, parental controls and limitations and alerts you'd put are really just built right into the portal. From the Norton standpoint here, it brings you over to another site. So what you have to do is go over to Norton Family, which is another website, not in the portal, and log in and manage these. And so I'm going to skip the tour here. But so I've set up, so I'm now in Norton Family. I'm logged into Norton Family. And this is how I would, from a parental control standpoint, I'm going to click on Chucky here, who I've set up. And they did have a lot of features here. So you could limit a child's interaction on the web, so he can be on the computer but not on the web, or time on the computer altogether. And you can kind of see there's some other things here at the bottom here: video search, social, texting. I really wanted just to focus on time here, though. So if you want to limit the child's time on the computer, you'd go into this time thing, you'd turn it on, and I'm going to click View Rules here, and then go to House Rules. And so in here, you would set up the profile of your child, whether he's, he or she is under 8 years old, 8 to 12, 12 to 14, and low. And then here, this is where it was a little funny. This is not, I found it a little easier on other portals to work the parental controls, but you can, I guess, go by day or apply these settings to all days. And so if we just wanted to say, hey, on every day, he or she could be on. So the green is allowed hours, and the gray with the lines are blocked hours. And so you basically just, I think if you hold Shift and click, you can do blocks of hours. And so you can do individual ones just by clicking all of them, or hold the Shift key down and say, hey, from 1 to, or from 12 to 1, and and 3 to 5. I don't want my child online. And so you could do that. That's during the day, and then this is at night. And so here are day hours from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then from night, if you don't want your kid jumping back on the computer from 9 to 6 a.m., you put that there and hit save. So that was interesting. So once you get here, it's a nice experience. The issue I had is that it wasn't really built into just the portal. It kind of brings you to another website to log into, which was Norton Family, which is, once you get there, there's some good functionality and features there. So let me go back to the portal. But so that was under More Norton. So the parental controls is under Norton Family, which is under the More Norton section. But good features. All right, so just to recap here, so we went through each one of these sections: security, online safety, backup, performance, more Norton, and you can really see all the different features there. Again, from a navigational standpoint, you can click on this blue thing here, or this dark, icon here, or anywhere here, and it kind of just brings you up a bigger picture of the things, but you can't see what's behind there, so I always keep it down. Okay. Let's take a quick. So the last section here really is just the settings, and I just wanted to kind of briefly spend a minute or two on each one of these sections. So under antivirus, that's how you're going to customize your threat protection and detection and how things are handled. And so again, there's a lot of settings in here, and again, any area where you aren't too sure what it is, you can always click on these question marks again. In anything you change, you can always go back and hit the use defaults, and it'll always go back and just switch it to the default settings of how the software was first set up. But under antivirus, you've got automatic protection. Again, all these were on. You've got boot time protection and real-time protection. And some of these proprietary things like sonar protection that Norton has, all of them are turned on. Scans and risks, you can look at the computer scans, you can look at protected ports, email antivirus scanning, exclusions. These are all the settings that came with the software, but you can see exactly how you can get in and configure some of these, what they're on, how they're on, either on or off as they come with the software. And then updates. You've got automatic live update turned on, and apply updates only on reboot. No, because if there's an update and it gets it, I want it to launch as soon as it comes down, not when I reboot. So those are the settings under antivirus. Let me go back and we'll go to firewall. And the firewall are just the firewall configuration settings, behavior and access rules. I'll click on here, and so obviously there's a lot in here as well, and a lot of question marks too. So if you're not sure of these things, for example, stealth blocked ports, I have it turned on. That's the way the software came. But if I want to learn more about it, you could go out here and learn about stealth blocked ports and some of the settings and some of the things that they suggest that you turn on or off, or how you set it up. Under firewall, there's general settings. So these are ones that we just clicked on. Program control, you can see those. There's traffic rules. There's also intrusion and browser protection. And again, all these they're in the position of the software when I opened it up. And then advanced program control. And again, lots of options here under firewall and antivirus and the other sections too, which you'll see. Again, if you're not sure, you can always go off and learn more here on that with those question marks. Okay, I closed it out. So let me go back in there. So we looked at antivirus and firewall. Let's look at anti-spam real quickly. And this is kind of a shorter list of things you could address here, but again, you can go off and learn more. Let's look at one of these here, address book exclusion. So let's just configure that real quick, and you can see that you can add email addresses here under the exclusions section. So these are the filter, and the client integration is the other tab here. And you can see exactly what kind of settings that you could change or what you could turn on and off here. Let's go back out of here. Let's into task scheduling. So this is where you would set up how often you want your tasks to be scheduled, weekly, monthly, and this is pretty cool. It's recommended that it's always on automatic, but if you want to set a certain time of the week where you want these tasks run monthly or manual as well, you can do that, and these are the tasks that you would set up there. And let's go back out of here and go to administrative settings. This is where you manage your product's behavior. So you've got, as you can see, I'll scroll down here, background tasks, the report card, which we looked at, is turned on, network proxy settings, remote management, Norton Family, which we looked in a little bit with parental controls, and then performance monitoring, power saving mode, silent mode settings, and the list continues. There's a lot here to configure if you wanted to get really down into the weeds on some of this, and some you might want to just leave alone, but definitely a lot of options here to really kind of tweak this program the way you'd like it to be. Here are the backup settings. This is how you're going to adjust your backup. And so you could do manage backup. Let me click on configure real quick, and this kind of brings you back to where we were before when we clicked on the button down here in the middle there about what you're backing up, where you're backing it up, and how often you're backing it up. Again, weekly, monthly, etc. Okay, so that was back on the backup settings. And then the last section here under settings is exploit prevention. And so these are all the settings under exploit prevention. Well, I clicked off on the question mark there, and it brought me off to the Norton site, and it told me exactly what exploit prevention was. I'm just going to read this here. A zero-day exploit is a technique that cyber criminals use to take advantage of vulnerabilities in a program in order to perform malicious actions on your computer. And so I had that turned on. Again, those are all the settings that it came with. So I didn't want to, turn it off. You could turn it off, but why? Based upon reading what I just read. So I kept them all on. But again, lots of options here if you wanted to turn some off or all of them off on exploit prevention. Here are some quick controls. So those are all the settings on the left-hand side. Again, there's 7 sections. There's a lot to go through and look at. And again, if you get into a situation where you've clicked a bunch, you can always go back and click on the Use Default button, and it'll bring you back to the default settings. So here's a couple of quick controls on the right-hand side. This is silent mode, which suppresses alerts and suppresses background activities for a period of time. I don't have that turned on right now. Some backup functions, automatic live update. I don't have this feature turned off. I've got this turned on. Oop, I had it turned on. Your smart firewall, protection alert, and Norton tamper protection. So the only one I didn't have now turned on was silent mode. But some quick controls there for you as well. So let me close this out and go back to the main portal. So let's just do a review here on what we went over. I'm going to go back to the first tab on security here. So in the middle here, it tells you you're protected, you're not, you're current on your updates. You can install another device. You do a quick scan, which we did. You've got your other tabs here: security, online safety, backup, the performance of the PC and the software and the startup manager. And under More Norton, you have other things like adding devices, Norton Family, which is parental controls, setting limits on PCs, etc., managing your subscription on the Norton portal, and also Norton Studio. So we'll go back out here, and again up here you've got your report card, and then your settings and help and search. And so that's really it. This is a great piece of software. This is the leading software in the Norton security consumer space. Definitely an excellent value if you're looking for really comprehensive software that has a lot of bells and whistles, parental controls, and again, it's a piece of software that you could put on up to 10 devices, cross-platform, so PC, Mac, tablets, and smartphones. And so that's it, folks. That's a wrap-up on the portal. Again, the Norton Security Premium product, a great consumer software, antivirus, and PC security package if you're looking for something up to 10 devices. So, I think we've covered all aspects here of the Security Premium product from Norton. We've looked into all the features and given you an overall glimpse into each one of the areas that this security software covers. Please take a second and subscribe to our channel, and also hit that like button below if you enjoyed the video today. As we mentioned in the beginning of the video, you can use the links below in the description to start a free trial and download the software right now, or simply just purchase the software. That's a wrap, folks. Again, this is John with Get PC Security. As always, keep your PC safe and protected online, and thanks for watching today.